Hey everybody, Edo here, and this is Card Game, the Card Game. It is live on Kickstarter now, and this is basically like a tribute to the modern board gaming scene. Like, not even just board games and modern games, but like modern Kickstarter, like super current or last 5-year hit games. And it sort of begs the question, like, if you take the core mechanic or the hook mechanic, better said the hook mechanic, out of a bunch of other games, and you smash them all into another game, what do you get? And you get something that's a bit interesting and a bit of a mess, actually, but not necessarily in a bad way. So what am I talking about? Well, look, you know, we have a black flower that gives you 3 resources. That's a dated one. We have an Uno one that lets you get cards, or force the next player, a little dated. But you have a princess, happy salmon, needy salmon. You have your sushi tray, your sushi go, your ultra sphere. Like, so some of them are more like modern, but they're like, the fact that you have like a happy salmon card in there and just all over the place, like every single card, I'm just trying to see one that pops out to me, is a reference to, but I guess some of them is like Handshake Pact. This is sort of Aliens reference, right? So not, okay, so it's not all, but most of them are like, just like, this is a fireworks one where you need to show everyone the back of your hand, like in Hanabi. Like, that sort of feels to me like these are a bunch of nerdy, board gamey folks who were like, let's just think about the cool games and add them in. And the basic game is you have a hand of cards, and you can then draw a card or draw money. Money sits in front of you until you spend it. And when you spend it, you can cast a card down to the table, and they have abilities. Some sit, some are worth points, and you're just trying to get points at the end of the game. There are so many cards in here and so many gags that, you know, it's like one of those games where the first time you play it, you have no idea what's coming and no idea what any of the cards do. And there's no, it's sort of like, it would sort of like be like just grabbing a bunch of Magic cards and throwing them all together and sort of having to learn them as you go while you're playing, but this isn't over a long period of time. Like, so it has a lot, the learning curve is high. Once you get going, the mechanics are simple. You're just drawing a card and playing cards and paying the cost and just earning victory points. And there are some fun combos and ha-has, and you're going for this angle, and it's like all in there. And I do think the gags and the reference, and actually the artwork is stellar. For sure the artwork is stellar. But you can drop in new rules like in why can't I remember that name? Flux, like all sorts of things. You know, but it also has a card that just instantly kills you, right? Like the exploding kitten card, right? And so it, you know, how do I feel about this? I think this is a novelty game that will make a lot of people chuckle and have fun. I thought it was going to be like a play it with anyone type of game, and it isn't. The learning curve's steep, and then once you get through all that, if you like 100% know the game, it's a little slow, it's a little plotting, lots of cool combos, lots of stuff going on, but it's not that like fast gateway game. So it's in an interesting space. I do think there's a spot for it, and I think it's worth checking out, and I think a lot of people will get the humor of it. Yeah, Suicide Kitten, like, if you draw this card, you lose the game. And there are like ability cards that can counter things, so, but it's not like they built it around this mechanic. So you have a lot of these weird mechanics all tied together, and the emphasis is more on the mechanic getting tied in than necessarily the overall synergy of said mechanics. So anyway, I applaud them, and I think that, you know, it's the kind of game, it's like, again, busting it out with your game group, I think will get some chuckles and some like, wow, that's a Hanabi reference in a game? Like, what? But then you'll play it, and then you'll, you know, maybe pick it up again, but it's not going to be like hitting the table. You know, like, Love Letter will hit the table more, you know what I mean? Like any one of the individual games. It's like when you try to shove them together. I'm not trying to be overmeat about it. But anyway, so Card Game, the Card Game. I definitely think it's worth checking this Kickstarter out and just seeing all the cool stuff that they tucked in here. Hey everybody, Edo here, and thanks for watching Gaming with Edo. Reviews over here on this playlist, League and Insider videos over here on this one. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But most importantly, play some great games. Thanks. Bye.